Hello, our grade 9 mathematicians. Right, today's topic is negative exponent. Negative exponent, which simply means we are going to deal with a base that has got a negative exponent. Right, the problem that we are going to deal with, or the questions that I'm going to deal with as examples, it's from exercise 5.6, that's page 50. So the question or the instruction says simplify the following and write your answers with positive exponent. So we are to simplify. As we simplify, our answer must have an answer which has got positive exponents. Now, before I work out number 2, 5 to exponent negative 3, and number 13, negative 2x in brackets, exponent negative 3, and number 16, which is 2 to exponent negative 2, x to exponent 0, y to exponent negative 3. I'm just going to, first of all, introduce you to the law on negative exponent. Right. So according to the negative exponent says if given a to exponent negative m, right? If we are given such a base that has got a negative exponent, then it means we can then simplify it to then a to exponent negative m is equals to, then it becomes 1 divided by a, which is our base, to a positive exponent. That's what it means, right? So whenever we have a negative exponent, it means the base and a positive exponent will be in the denominator. That's what it means, or that's the law in general. So the exponent here is negative, so we take it in the denominator, and we have 1 in the numerator. Then the exponent becomes positive. So this is what we must know. So let us now look at number 2. Number 2, we are given 5 to exponent negative 3. So what is it going to be when we simplify it? It simply means, remember, from the law, a negative exponent, which means the base goes into the denominator. Once it is in the denominator, the negative exponent becomes a positive exponent, and the numerator will be 1. So this is equals to 1 divided by 5 to exponent 3, right? It is now in the denominator, so we change it to a positive exponent. Then, since it says simplify, the question says simplify, so it means we have to simplify 5 to exponent 3 because we are dealing with numerals throughout. So since they are numerals, 5 to exponent 3 is equals to, it's 5 times 5 times 5. But you can just make use of a calculator. You'll be given the value there and then. So the value here is equals to 125. So our final answer becomes 1 divided by 125. This is what I've just calculated here using my what? My natural calculator. Right, I just used my brain, okay? So it's 1 over 125. So this simplification is because we are dealing with numerals. We have simplified the numerals. Please simplify numerals. Simplify numerals. Whenever you are having numerals, you must simplify them. Please simplify numerals, right? Then we move on to the second one. The second one, I've just picked out number 13. Number 13, it's negative 2x in brackets, exponent negative 3, right? Now, since our bracket is having a negative exponent, it means our bracket is going to be in the denominator because there is a negative exponent. So it means it's 1 divided by the bracket, right? And it is going to have what? A positive exponent, right? And what is, or what are the numbers that are inside the brackets? It's negative 2x, right? So that's our answer there. However, we cannot just leave it like that. We have got 2 bases in the what? In the denominator that are exposed to exponent 3. So we must simplify it using what? Law number 4. Using law number 4, we distribute the exponent. Remember, negative 2x to exponent 3. We can distribute the exponent to each and every number inside the what? The bracket, which means this is going to be the exponent distributed to negative 2. Negative 2 is multiplying what? X. So we can distribute the exponent to each and every number inside the bracket. So it becomes negative 2 to exponent what? 3. Then we multiply by x. This one here, we distribute to x as well, right? Which means it becomes x to exponent 3. So when we simplify this, negative 2 to exponent 3, it gives us negative 8. Then x to exponent 3, it gives us what? X cubed, right? So we simplified our negative 2x to exponent 3, which gives us negative 8x cubed. So it's negative 8x cubed. It's now having a positive exponent. Now, we have a negative answer in the what? Denominator. So it means a positive numerator, which is positive 1, divided by a negative, it gives us negative. So our final answer becomes negative 1 over 8x cubed. That's our final answer. Right? So looking at the number that we are given, there are 2 bases, that's negative 2 and what? And x. So we distributed the exponent to each and every number inside the bracket, right? So that's where we had negative 2 cubed and x what? Cubed. Then we simplify the numerals. We simplified the numeral. So the numeral gave us negative 8 after simplifying what? The numeral. So this is our denominator. So hence we had our simplified value in the denominator, right? Then since we are having a negative in the denominator, we cannot leave it like that. We have to make sure that we simplify our operation. So that's where we said here it's positive 1 divided by negative 8 x cubed. We come up with what? Negative. So the whole number or the entire number that we are having here, this fraction, is negative. So that's what we do. Then we go on to number 16. Number 16 says is 2 to exponent negative 2, x to exponent 0, y to exponent negative 3. So we've got 3 bases here, right? Now, let's deal with that. So number 16, we have 2 to exponent negative 2. Then we've got x, it's multiplying x to exponent 0, and y to exponent negative 3. Right, this is equals to. Now, if you check here, base 2 is a numeral, right? So allow me to just expand it a little bit. This is for the sake of explanation, right? Because I'm going to deal with each number, right? then we simplify it later. So it simply means it's the same as 2 to exponent negative 2 times x to exponent 0 times y to exponent negative 3. This number is exactly the same as what I've written here. So what I just did, I've just included the multiplication, which is in between what the bases. It's just exactly the same, right? Then from here, remember, I'm going to take a base by base and simplify using my side calculation. So 2 to exponent negative 2. Remember, 2 base 2 is raised to exponent what? Negative 2. So since it is raised to negative 2, by using the law of negative exponent, it says it's 1 divided by, then it's 2 squared, right? This is in index form, and it's in what? It's now having a positive exponent. Now, because the base is a numeral, then we can then simplify it, right? So we simplify 2 squared is the same as 1 over what? 4, because 2 squared is 4, right? So it now means then that we are now going to say it's 1 over 4 times. Then x to exponent 0. Remember, again, 0 is an exponent. The number that has got an exponent 0, according to the laws on exponent, any number raised to exponent 0 is equals to what? 1. So I multiply by 1 here. Then multiply by. Then I have the third one being y to exponent negative 3. The exponent there is a negative number, so it means it is going to be equals to what? It's 1 divided by y having a positive exponent. So it becomes 1 over y, that's cubed. Right, then from there I can now simplify. 1/4 times 1, it's 1/4, times 1 over y cubed. So I can say multiplication by 1, it doesn't change anything. So it means we just come up with 1/4 times 1 over y cubed, right? So we are multiplying fractions. Whenever we multiply fractions, it's just a matter of multiplying numerators on their own, then we multiply denominators on their own, right? That's for what? Multiplication of fractions. So it means it's 1 times 1 times 1 all over 4 times what? Y cubed. This is only true if we are multiplying fractions, right? If there is addition or subtraction in between numbers, you need to be very careful. Don't just do the multiplication that I've done here. This is only true if we are multiplying fractions, right? So it means our answer becomes 1 times 1, which is 1, all over 4 times y cubed. It's 4y cubed. That's our final word answer. So, boys and girls, whenever we are dealing with a negative exponent, always remember the law of negative exponent, which says if your base is negative, so your base is having a negative exponent, then the base and a positive exponent goes into the denominator and the numerator will be 1. That's negative exponents. Thank you, boys and girls.